So let's return to our top story, the situation in Syria. Mohammad A Ghanem is Director of Government Relations at the Syrian American Council. He's also the group's senior political advisor and strategist. He joins us now from Washington, D.C. What do you make of these proposals on Syria's chemical weapons arsenal that are being currently floated?
It's very important for us to place this conversation in context. Let's take a look at the stakeholders. The Assad regime has a history of playing fast and loose with the facts. They have a history of defaulting on promises, saying one thing, doing another. Their Russian sponsor also has a history of obstructionism at the United Nations Security Council. So in fact, I believe there's very little, I have serious concerns that this will be a meaningful diplomatic initiative. In fact, I believe it will be a stolen tactic. The Russians have made it very clear that they will do their best to avert the strikes against the Assad regime. And I think this move is calculated to embarrass the Obama administration, undermine Obama's already tenuous effort to win congressional votes, and dilute the debate that's happening here in Washington, D.C. I would argue they've been somewhat successful. All of the interviews that the president has given, the president was supposed to make a forceful case to the public. Instead, now he's talking about a potential breakthrough, etc. This will also impact his presidential address, primetime address tomorrow.
Yes, but it was interesting and striking, though, that once again President Obama made it very clear this is not about the carnage in Syria. This is about red lines, it's about international principles, it's about chemical weapons. So as such, if there is a plan on the table to get rid of Syria's chemical weapons, it has to be taken seriously. This isn't about Syrians dying.
I do believe that it has to be taken seriously, but sir, I think we have prior experience in Iraq. I think your viewers need to understand that even if the Assad regime agreed to engage in good faith, with this diplomatic initiative, it would be a very laborious, very prolonged process. It could take years. Saddam Hussein in the past, in 1991, played cat and mouse game with the international inspectors. There's no way you can ensure full compliance. There's no way you can account for the entire stockpile, especially that the world doesn't know a lot about Syria's program of chemical and biological weapons. The program has always been shrouded in secrecy. So even if the Assad regime engages with this to avoid potential strikes, it would take years, and there's no way you could ensure full compliance or account for the entire stockpile.
But we were being told that the only reason that the US was really going to be striking in the first place was as a deterrent for future chemical weapon usage. Were you being told something else? Were you expecting something different than the unbelievably small strike that John Kerry talked about on Monday?
Yes,
are you being told one thing? Are we being told something else?
Senator McCain said in commenting on the unbelievably small comments, he said that was unbelievably unhelpful. I agree with you that President Obama, the way that they've made this case to Congress and U.S. public, that's about use of chemical weapons. But remember, the primary goal is to deter and degrade. Do we know if the Russians will agree to a resolution at the United Nations Security Council under Chapter 7 with an enforcement mechanism? Do we know that for sure? I don't think so. But it remains to be seen.
But, you're the government relations to the opposition. Do you know what Obama actually wants right now?
I think President Obama was concerned about the flagrant violation of the red line he set a year ago. It's been violated more than 13 times, and on August 21st, it was violated on a massive scale. Definitely, the credibility of the United States of America is on the line. It's an incredibly high-stakes situation for the United States of America as a global power. Friends and foes are watching closely, watching closely. So the word of the United States has to mean something from the perspective of top lawmakers. It has to mean something. This is not just about Syria. This is also about the United States of America.
Mohammad A Ghanem, thank you very much.
Thank you.